Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I want to show you guys what happened during my first month selling options. I did a few intro to options trading videos, but I'll go over exactly what selling options are, how I trade, and exactly how my first month went. Since these videos are a bit different, please let me know in the comments below if this is something you guys enjoy watching. Besides that, let's get into it. On this channel, I talk about all things finance, wealth building, and how you can achieve the life of your dreams through financial independence. If you want to join me on this journey to financial independence, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright, let me give you a rundown of what option selling is. An option is basically a contract between two parties agreeing to buy or sell a stock for an agreed upon price by an agreed upon date. Let's look at an example. We have Bob and John. Now let's say, for the example, we are using Apple with a current share price of $105 per share, and the date is September 10th. Bob here wants to sell 100 shares of Apple for $100 per share, and John wants to buy 100 shares of Apple for $100 per share. But Apple is currently trading at $105 a share, so John sells Bob a contract, also known as an option, that expires in 1 week on September 17th for $100. The contract states that Bob has the option, like the literal option or the rights, to sell John 100 shares of Apple for $100 per share at any time between now and the expiration date of September 17th. Alright, let's pause here because that was a lot. There's a lot of information here specific to options trading, so let's break it down and highlight all the important stuff. Here, we have the current stock price of $105. The price that John and Bob agreed upon for the transaction is $100 per share, so that's what's called the strike price. September 17th is the contract expiration date, which means Bob has until this date to exercise his contract to sell John the 100 shares. The $100 Bob is paying John for buying the options contract is called the premium. Depending if you sell or buy options, you will either receive or pay a premium. I hope that was easy enough to understand. If you're still confused, please roll back the video and listen to the explanation again. But if you're all set, I'll show you what I do. In this same example, I am John. I basically sell option contracts to buyers, and they pay me a premium for every contract I sell. Now, why would I or the options buyer do this? Well, the buyer basically thinks that Apple will go below $100 per share. Because the contract states if the buyer exercises their right to sell me those 100 shares at $100 per share, I have to buy those shares regardless of the current market price. So let's say September 15th comes around and Apple drops to $50 per share and the buyer executes the contract. Even though Apple is trading at $50 per share, I have to buy those shares at $100 each. Each contract contains 100 shares, so the total cost is $10,000 to buy those 100 shares. The buyer of the contract would profit significantly, and I would be a $5,000 loss if this were to happen. But either party has the ability to close the contract out early. Maybe I saw the Apple price was dropping and reached $100.50, and I didn't want to risk owning those shares. So I would pay X amount to close out the contract early. So in the beginning, I got paid $100 to sell that contract. But a few days later, the contract has lost value. So if that contract was now worth $50 and I wanted to close it out, I could pay that $50 to buy the contract back. So my net profit at the end of the week would be $50. I do need to clarify that what I'm doing is called selling cash secured puts. The broker has to hold on to the cash as collateral in case I have to buy the 100 shares. In our Apple example, 100 shares times $100 per share equals $10,000. So I would need $10,000 to make the $100 premium, which is a 1% return per week. You're probably thinking, what the heck? That's risking a lot of cash to make $100. But this is just an example. And what do you think the odds are that a company like Apple will lose half its value over the course of a 7-day period? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly, highly unlikely. And we can get out of the contracts at any time before the expiration date, as long as the buyer has not exercised the contract. When I trade options, I am always the seller, never the buyer, because sellers always collect money upfront when they sell a contract. That money is deposited directly into my account immediately, while buyers have to pay money upfront every time they buy an options contract. My trading strategy is called the wheel, and I'll make a dedicated video for it showing you guys the entire process later on. I don't really like to compare stocks to gambling, but at the end of the day, I look at options trading like this. If the stock market is a casino, the option buyers are the players, and the option sellers is the house. The house always wins. I hope this was a simple to understand explanation of what I do when I sell options, and it's the method I use to generate some extra weekly passive income. If you have any questions or need me to clarify something, please leave me a comment down below. Let's look at my Robinhood so I can show you guys what this looks like in practice. Here, I have 2 open contracts that I sold for AMC. The strike price for the contract is $39. That's the price I'm agreeing to buy AMC at. Each contract paid me $109 for a total of $218 when I opened them. And today, the contracts are only worth $23 each. So if I were to close them out now, I would pay $48 total, and that would leave me with a net profit of $172. That's a pretty good return for the 2 minutes it took me to push a few buttons and sell these contracts. But I usually wait until I'm about 90% or higher in profit to close these out and get my collateral back. This is called securing profits. It limits my risk, and I can just go open 2 new contracts and collect more premium without waiting for the expiration date. These contracts expire on the 17th, but if I'm 90% in profit by the 14th, then I just close them out 3 days early. We can close out these contracts anytime we want during the Monday through Friday New York trading sessions. Let me show you what it would look like if I were to sell a new contract. I would click here on View All Options. I want to sell a put because we only sell contracts. And we want to set the expiration 1 or 2 weeks out. The further you go, the more premiums are worth because of the volatility, but that puts you at more risk, and I don't like risk very much, so I pick an expiration date 1 to 2 weeks out. So here I'll choose September 24th. AMC is currently trading around $50. I can select a strike price closer to the stock price to collect more premium. But there's a higher percentage chance that the stock will drop below the strike price, and we might be forced to purchase the shares. More risk means more reward. These $47 strike price contracts are worth over $300 because $3.45 multiplied by 100 shares is $345. I try to find a price I'm comfortable with that pays at least $100 in premium per contract. These $41 contracts are only worth about $100 because there's a lower chance that the stock will drop below $41 per share by the expiration date. Robinhood has this chance of profit number here. I try to sell contracts that have at least 75 to 80% chance of profit. I am fine with the lower premium and the higher safety. So let's select this $41 contract, and I want to sell 2 of them for $115 each. So if I sell these 2, I will get $230 deposited into my account immediately. But the broker would hold $8,200 of my cash from my account as collateral in case I have to buy the shares of AMC. The downside of this strategy is that you do need a very large cash position to do this. But I started with one contract per week and eventually saved up the money from my job and the premiums to start buying 2 contracts. My current goal is to work my way up to $400 a week in premiums. Alright, thanks for bearing with me. All the explanations are out of the way, so let me show you what happened during my first month selling options. I used this awesome spreadsheet created by the channel In the Money. I will leave a link to his channel in the description below and the video that has the spreadsheet. If by some small chance In the Money is watching this right now, I want to say I'm a big fan of your channel and I learned a lot from watching your videos. So if you guys want to check out his content, please check out the link in the description below. Alright, so this spreadsheet calculates your net profit from buying and selling options. On the left, I track how much premium I earned from selling contracts, and on the right, I enter how much I paid to close out each contract. I started selling options on August 9th, 2021, and I was honestly scared when I sold my first contract. I thought I was risking a lot, but over time, as I learned more about how this works, I got more comfortable. Taking the first step is always the most difficult, but I did my research and I believed that this was something I could do. After my first month of selling contracts, I made a total profit of $892. I am now able to sell 2 contracts a week, which generates on average $200 a week in profit. I will keep building up my cash position over time as I want to try and generate a full-time income from options trading and use that money to boost my dividend investing. I do consider this as another form of passive income because this money is earned in the background without me doing much at all. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I want to create a series around my options trading, so let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys might enjoy watching. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to join me here. I really appreciate all of you. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.